Hello and welcome to 2021. Today we're going to be talking about managing our creative flow and how to actually shift our vibrational frequency and our energy. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you, and then we're going to hop right into a presentation. Okay, here we go. So managing our creative flow and shifting our vibrational energy. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Sprite Laureano. I'm a visionary and a creative mystic and a high vibrational business consultant. I have over 20 years experience producing international transformational events for social entrepreneurs and organizations that want to provide a positive return to people and the planet. And I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, multi-potentialites, for being here. And just know that you being attracted to watch this right now is for a very critical reason. You have a purpose on the planet right now to be in your highest potential. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today, how to help you move into that state of your highest potential and what that actually looks like and how you do that. Okay, so let's talk first about what are the things that can block our potential and that creative flow. Well, there's a ton of things that can block us. One, of course, is limiting beliefs and old programming. We also have unresolved emotional energy. Now, this can come from our past experience growing up, from parents and teachers and outside influences. And ultimately, it comes from also our perception of the world, how we're perceiving the world. And these emotional energies that are unresolved zap a whole lot of our creativity. So I'm going to give you some cool tips today on how you can be shifting all of these things. Worrying about the past, woulda, shoulda, coulda, worrying about the future. So any moment that we're not just right here and now in the present can actually zap that creative flow. Also, our karma, we are spiritual vibrational beings having a human experience. And so we are bringing in to this lifetime opportunities, is what I like to call them, opportunities to shift past karma and to evolve as a soul. And so those karmic remnants are sometimes in the way of, until we're aware of them and how we can actually shift them, they're in the way of our creative flow. And also, toxins and electromagnetic fields. So really, we live in a chemical toxic world. We need to recognize that, and we need to recognize that we have a lot of things that are beyond our control in this world, but we do have a lot of things that are within our control. And so today we're going to be focusing on those. So what happens to us when we get blocked? Well, gosh, all of us have experienced probably every single thing on this list, right? From mind fog and confusion to lethargy, physical disease, that even just sickness, being sick, feeling weak, to actually very debilitating diseases, not having any joy, feeling very anxious and fearful, having a lack of flow that could show up as no money, no creativity, no socializations, no resources to support us. There's so many different manifestations that occur when we're actually in a state of not allowing that creative flow and feeling blocked. And right now we've all been experiencing for the past year a heightened sense of all of these things. We know that mental and emotional illness is off of the charts, that illness, and obviously from not just the virus, but other types of illnesses have been increasing. And so this is actually our wake-up call. So 2020 was a powerful wake-up call for all of us to be able to recognize what are the things that I have within my control. Also, resistance to new experiences also happens when we're blocked. And I want to give you an example of this because this is a really critical component to remember, that when we can stay open to new experiences, we are actually expanding our potential by leaps and bounds. Okay, so I want to give you an example of this from my own experience in business. I took a group of about 15 people to Kenya about 10 years ago. I've done this a lot for the last 15 years, but this particular group, we had already experienced a tremendous amount of working with people in very, very poor conditions. We were bringing clean water solutions, working in orphanages, teaching mindset and empowering tools to people that were living in very impoverished conditions. And then the next day we were about to head to what's called Kibera. Kibera is the largest slum in all of Africa, and almost 2 million, probably now over 2 million residents. And it's extreme. It's the extreme of extreme of extreme. You can't even go through there without armed, police escorts. And so the night before we were headed there, I had 4 women actually say, "Sprite, can we speak to you for a moment?" Sure, no problem. They took me into a room. They actually locked the door. And I was like, uh-oh, what's going to happen next? And for about an hour, they proceeded to just unload and literally crying, screaming, like yelling at me, like, we're done. We're up to here. We're just done with poverty. We get it. We've seen enough. We've learned, we've received, we've given. It's been incredible. And we don't want to do it anymore. We want to go shopping. We want to go hang out at the pool. We're done. We cannot take any more. And we're not getting on that bus tomorrow. And so the very first thing I did was say, okay, you don't have to get on that bus tomorrow. And as soon as I said that, I instantly saw the relief and this release of energy. Like their shoulders came down and they just kind of breathed, and they were like, wow, really, that was easy. And I was like, absolutely, you do not have to get on that bus tomorrow. And I just wonder if, now that you know you don't need to get on that bus tomorrow, if you'd be open to having a conversation with me. Sure. Okay. Well, what I'd love to talk about is, let's just talk about how is it possible that the reasons that you don't want to get on that bus tomorrow are showing up in your life back home in other ways, with your work or your career, your relationships or things? Is it possible that that's showing up? And let's just talk about it. And so they all said, okay, let's talk about it. Well, of course, what ended up happening is that they did recognize that the resistance that they were feeling right in this moment was actually the same exact resistance that they were experiencing back at home with going to the next level of their business, going to the next level of intimacy in their relationship, going to the next level of health and wellness in their life. And so this is a really important point, because when we recognize how our limiting thoughts, beliefs, patterns, and emotional energies, stuck emotions, and all of these things that I mentioned before actually are creating these spaces of resistances, because the power of your creativity and the power of your potential actually lies on the other side of that comfort zone. Okay. And so this is actually exciting once we can allow ourselves to move into a new direction. Okay, so let's talk about how we do that. First of all, let me just share with you that there are tons of methods, and then there's the very important recognition about vibration. So when we approach our life and everything that we're looking at from a place of vibration, it starts actually getting a lot simpler and much easier to create shifts. Okay, so let me just explain to you what this means when I say that we are frequency beings living in a frequency world. And this is as scientific as I'm going to get with you today. I am not a scientist, by the way. So this is why I have it written out, because everything in the cosmos is spinning and it's vibrating at frequencies. And these frequencies apply to Hertzian waves, and they can be measured. They're measured in cycles, and you've probably heard of Hertz. So when two waves share that same frequency, a counterclockwise spin is the result, and that creates a vortex. And I'm sure you've heard of vortexes. And the energy that's generated by that spin to form the vortex is known as 0-point energy. The energy of a vacuum, it's that spinning energy. So the space that is made is known as the quantum energy field. And I know you've heard of this. The quantum field and quantum physics is about studying what is happening and what are the dynamics that are going on in this quantum field space. And every single thing in the planet, everything physical that we can experience is existing inside this field. And it's all spinning, but at varying frequencies. Okay, so these varying frequencies are what makes actually our physical world. Okay, so that's the science. So now that we know that we are vibrational beings completely existing in this vibrational frequency world where everything is spinning and everything is vibrating, let's talk about where things and how things are vibrating. So in our body, our normal healthy body is vibrating at 62 to 68 megahertz. Okay, so even when we're eating organic food, so the organic food actually, from a frequency standpoint, doesn't have a whole lot of difference in our body. Yes, it's good for us. It's much better for us because we're not putting toxins in our body, which actually does lower our frequency. Okay, so but actually eating organic foods doesn't really raise your frequency that much. Exercise and movement, any kind of movement, is again critical to maintaining that normal healthy frequency state at 62 to 68. Now you can start to raise that frequency by doing affirmations. You can raise your frequency to about 78 just by saying positive affirmations about yourself and the world and the people around you and what you're expecting out of life immediately starts to shift your vibration. Now you can feel it as well. The more you become attuned and more sensitive to your vibrational energy, you can actually feel it, right? Right now, if you say, I'm not enough, I'm not smart, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not whatever, what does it do to your vibration? You can start feeling yourself feeling like a lower energy, right? If you say, I am smart, I am good enough, I am powerful, I am beyond amazing, you can feel yourself shift up. Meditation and prayer also begins to raise your vibration as well. This is why everyone says it's so important to be meditating, especially right now. However, more and more people are recognizing it's more challenging to meditate right now. Now, why is that? Because we have more noise, right? All of the global confusion and uncertainty and all of what's happening right now creates more noise out there. And again, these are all frequencies. Thoughts are frequencies. And so the more negative thoughts that are out there, the more that it's possible for us to be feeling bombarded by that. Okay, so that's why it's really important to be increasing our access to high vibrational tools so that we have more at our disposal to support us instead of just thinking, gosh, why can't I just shift? I should just be able to sit down and think my way through the next decision. Well, sometimes we need tools to support us. Okay, so I'm excited about talking to you about connecting with nature's wisdom as the most powerful tool I know I have recognized, I use in my own life, and that I share with hundreds and hundreds of people around the world. Now, nature's wisdom is so phenomenal because it actually meets us where we're at. Now, this is really exciting to know. Okay, so no matter where we're at, if we're already at a high vibrational state and we connect with nature, it's going to meet us there. If we're at a low vibrational state, it's going to meet us there. And the way that it can do that is one is through essential oils. Essential oils are the life activating force of the plant. So it's kind of like blood in our body is the life activating force in our body. And so plant wisdom, and please recognize that every pharmaceutical made on the planet today is actually a synthesized version of what a plant does. So if we just really focus in on the power of nature and the wisdom that is already there and go directly to plants and nature, we're not putting more toxicity and chemicals in our body and into our field. So essential oils are the highest living substance, highest frequency of a living substance on the planet. Crystals are also vibrating very, very high. Crystals are actually a living entity. They're always changing, they're always moving. They're actually, I won't go too much into crystals right now, but crystals are also very high elementals as well. Okay, so I want to just talk with you about two really powerful possibilities for you as a multi-potentialite in managing your creative flow. To be in your creative highest potential, you have to have two things. You have to be getting good sleep. And right now, good sleep has been really challenging for so many people. You possibly included. That's why I wanted to talk about it today, because it's the number one most important thing that needs to happen for you to keep your creative flow. So getting good sleep. I use lavender and frankincense, and I use them from Young Living oils. And the reason is because Young Living is the world leader in essential oils, a company over 30 years old. And really the founder of Young Living is known worldwide as the father of modern day, bringing back essential oils and the power of the natural healing tendencies of these powerful plant wisdom tools. And so they are literally beyond organic. And what I mean by that is organic standards are not even regulated in most countries, but the organic farms that are all owned by Young Living, they own 15 of their own farms around the world, which no other company does. And their partnering farms as well adhere to a very, very strict beyond organic standard so that I can be assured it is a pure and it's not a fractionalized molecule, which all other oils have either fillers in them for lots of different reasons that I won't go into. There's so many different reasons companies do that. But maintaining a molecule just like right out of nature is so important for results. And that's all I care about. I just care about results. So my results are being able to sleep. And that's what I care about. So putting lavender and frankincense on the bottoms of your feet, and this is something that you probably haven't heard before. Yes, on the temples. Yes, diffuse them into the air, but putting them on the bottom of your feet right before bed is going to help you to sleep. And I have testimonial after testimonial after testimonial of this, and I love being able to share that with people. The other thing is peppermint, being able to have that pick me up. Now, when you've got brain fog, when you're feeling confused, when you're feeling blocked, peppermint is one of the best, easiest, quickest ways. I keep it literally right here next to my computer all the time, or anywhere that I am writing or painting or in, a space of creativity, because peppermint is immediately opening up all of the airways, all of the mucous membranes. It literally like gives a jolt to your cells, almost like an electrical jolt that you get into your cells. And it immediately opens all of that up, goes right through that olfactory nerve to your place of creativity in your brain, which is the hypothalamus and the hippocampus. So very exciting. Peppermint, super easy. Literally within 20 seconds, you'll start to, as long as it's a pure molecule and doesn't have fillers and perfumes and things like that in it, you will absolutely notice a powerful difference. And I do want to say that these statements that I'm making are not evaluated by the FDA. They're not meant to heal or cure any disease. And if you have any kind of a physical condition, please do consult with your licensed healthcare practitioner. Okay, so the final one that I want to talk to you about today, which is also a blend from Young Living, is called Highest Potential, which is fantastic for multi-potentialites, right? So Highest Potential is an incredibly invigorating and inspiring oil. What I love about this blend is, look at this, watch. White jasmine actually creates that feeling of self-confidence. It enhances our self-confidence. So at first it's kind of lifting us up, and then the ylang ylang is providing us a calming energy that actually supports us in releasing emotional blocks and unresolved, unpleasant emotions. So isn't that amazing? It helps us feel confident, and then it starts working on those stuck, unpleasant emotional energies that we don't want to be feeling, but we need to get out and released so that we can be in our highest potential. Australian blue then helps to lift our mood, and then gathering, which is a blend as well, creates a sense of unity for purpose. And again, you are here for a powerful purpose. You are needed. You are essential. You are essential. You are essential to the planet at this time, right now, with every ounce of creativity, wisdom, love, and the beauty of your soul that you are. So that is our presentation for today. And I'm so grateful to have been asked to come back to the House of Preeminence to share with you. And I just want you to know that you have a plethora of free high vibrational tools at your disposal at a 333 Life. And all kinds of tools there for creativity, for unblocking, for generating more income, for opening yourself to your your greatest gifts, meditations, presentations. It's all free. So I hope you go and take advantage of it and know that all of these meditations and presentations are created by people who are connected already to their frequency. They're utilizing oils, they're utilizing crystals, they're providing these tools to you from a higher vibe state, which you don't always know if you're just going to YouTube and grabbing out different meditations and things if you don't know who it is that's actually providing it. So that's why we put this incredible platform together for you. And also, if you'd like to learn more about essential oils or anything that I've spoken about here today, please feel free to email me at spriteloriano@gmail.com. And I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen and come back to you, and just want to thank you for listening. I truly hope that you feel this was time well spent for you. And I look forward to the incredible creations that I get to see, anything that you want to share with me of what your highest potential as a multi-potentialite on the planet right now is creating. And have a blessed, incredible month, year 2021. It's our opportunity to completely high frequency, high vibe our life and the planet to where we really deserve it to be. And thank you for listening.